100,000 of us. 1 in 60, a licensed pilot. And there he goes. Now, how important are these boys? And watch this touchdown. Now this is like Olympic diving. You want a small splash when you touch down. And watch this touch on the stick as he just hangs it out to dry right here. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Wow. Nobody does it better than our friend Steve Knetzer. So, the Mighty 2-4 Alpha Discovery 3, Steve, good morning. Another dandy day.
Yes, it's really nice out this morning.
Now, when you get up in the air, do you see any fire smoke anywhere?
Oh, we haven't had no smoke yet close by, so hopefully we won't get too much this summer.
We're living right. Well, now, can you tell the people a little bit about how you got started flying, please?
Sure, I was raised out in western Alaska along the Yukon River. I've been piloting these aircraft since I was a teenager. My dad was a pilot and instructor. We also had sled dogs out on the Yukon for transportation. Tried my hand at the Iditarod race in 1980. In 91, I moved to Fairbanks and became an aircraft mechanic. So now I work on these aircraft full time when I'm not flying them.
Well, there are a lot of these old timers up here now. I heard a story that you actually found this one somewhere. Is that true?
Yes, I acquired this aircraft well over 20 years ago. It had Russian weeds growing up around it. I took it all apart, totally restored it, put it back in the air, and I've accumulated well over 2,000 hours in it around the state. So it's taken me quite a few places.
Well, nothing like knowing every nut and bolt. Now, of course, Piper has not made the Super Cub in a long, long time, and yet you see an awful lot of these up here. What is the appeal of this particular model?
Well, the Piper Super Cub's design is a 30s and 40s technology. It's a very lightweight aircraft, so it makes it real good for getting in and out of remote area lakes and rivers when you see it equipped off floats. And also in the summer, we'll put them on wheels where we'll operate them off sandbars and ridge tops. And in the winter months, we'll go to skis for ice and snow. So just a very versatile aircraft for year-round operation up here.
Well, I imagine you've got things to do this morning. We appreciate you coming out. Should we stay put so you can get home?
And I'll get down here a little ways and depart back up river and head back to base. And you people enjoy the morning boat ride, and this will be too far out there.
All right, sir. Thank you, Steve. Happy landings, and we're clear on Discovery 3. Thank you, sir. Literally means deer who shovels or deer who plows the ground. And Mother Nature gave them big feet, great big feet, kind of like scoops. And so they can dig down into the snow. They have an excellent nose. And when they smell lichen or moss or sedge, they just dig down in there and graze like the snow wasn't there. And those big feet are excellent paddles too, because this animal has to migrate in the wild from the woods of winter to the open ground of spring and summer to have the babies. Now, they can't go very far without encountering some of those 3 million lakes and rushing rivers that I talked about. Well, nature has provided in an interesting way, because their winter coat, that lighter cream in your coffee colored beige hair that they grow, well, that's hollow inside. So that's like having your built-in life jacket. They can jump in any deep water, kick those strong front legs and really motor, and leave a grizzly or a wolverine or a wolf on the far bank. There's not another animal that can outswim a caribou when they're migrating. And so not only does the air float them, but the air keeps them warm in the dead of winter. 60 below, what do? We put on a parka full of goose feathers. Goose down. And the air trapped in those feathers keeps us warm. Well, the air trapped in their winter coat keeps them warm. But when it gets to 80 or 90 above, you don't need your winter coat, so they shed that out. And that's what they're starting to do right now. They'll get a nice Hershey bar chocolate brown the very short hair, and they'll be nice and cool in the summer. And then they'll grow that coat back so they can migrate in the fall. Now, both sexes grow antlers. This is the only female deer that grows antlers. She loses hers at a different time of year than he loses his. But that velvety stuff on the antlers is actually nourishing them from the outside in. There's a capillary blood supply that causes the antler to harden up. And so both sexes have antlers for protection. Now the caribou are doing well. The caribou are doing very well. In fact, Fish and Game told me last week that in round numbers we have 900,000 caribou in Alaska in 32 different herds. And the two herds that some predicted would be extinct if we built the pipeline down from the North Slope have actually grown in population. They've adjusted to it just fine. Because our wildlife managers do a terrific job. And that's what we want to do, is stay out of the way and let that natural cycle occur. And the caribou are doing well, and pretty much all the other critters too. So hats off to the biological community.
Have a larger surface area. It also allows the smoke to get further into the salmon and dehydrate it.
Now here comes a good photo opportunity. Get the cameras ready, because she's going to hold this up. And you see how gravity opens that up and increases the surface area, so very quickly it gets preserved. Now you mentioned hanging on the drying rack. Is that the next step?
Yes. We never like to put a wet dripping salmon straight into the smokehouse because it'll mold. So right now I'm going to hang it from the outdoor air drying rack. And on a beautiful day like today, it doesn't need to be out here too long, just till it develops a nice sheen or glaze. Then once it's done air drying, we'll go ahead and rotate it into the smokehouse, where it'll be in there for up to 2 weeks, until it turns to a fully dehydrated salmon like this one, which weighs less than a pound.
Well, there's no weight to that at all, so you could pack a lot in the trapper's sled. For the dogs, though, what does the trapper take with it?
Well, in preparing the salmon for ourselves, we like to do a few things differently. First, we start with a higher quality salmon, such as the king, silver, and my personal favorite, the sockeye. We like to wash ours very well, and we do like fillets, but we would also cut ours into thin pieces called salmon strips. Keep in mind that each family has their own traditions, but here we like to soak ours in a brine solution of brown sugar, honey, and salt. Then when we rotate our salmon into the smokehouse, we won't leave it in there as long. We like a much softer texture to ours. Also, when smoking our salmon, we like to use a sweet wood, such as the alder or the cottonwood. For the dogs, we use spruce wood, driftwood, whatever we can find. They aren't too picky.
No, they're grateful. And we are grateful to you for a great start. Now, what can we expect during our next hour walkabout here?
Well, the guides that you have met on board the boat and myself will be taking you to 3 short stops, and I'll be here at Fish Camp at the end to answer any questions.
Ashley Daegu, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Daegu, thank you.